and mimicked the white, middle-class cultural norms that most workplaces rest upon. Whatever unconventional or non-traditional life paths they might have longed to pursue had to be surrendered for the more noble cause of advancing the race on white America's timeline. Witnessing this as a kid, I became resentful of the stirring sense that if I wanted any kind of respectable future, I had no choice but to fit into a black male mold meant to manage the anxieties of white people. Doing so would have been inauthentic to my experience inside white spaces where, for better and worse, I had been reared since middle school. No one told my white male friends that they needed to be a credit to the race. They weren't taught to code switch so they could assimilate and appear competent. Rather, they were groomed to govern, treated as individuals, and assured ever so subtly that they were the standard by which everyone else was measured. And because I was there as well, right beside them, I received the same education. Consequently, comporting myself to white America's standards of success to advance the race did not appeal to me. It would have required me to repudiate a part of my experience, blot it out, which struck me as a most vicious act of self-betrayal, a twisted kind of self-hatred. And selfishly, I couldn't go on harboring the resentment and rage inside. I was angry with my parents' generation for settling for middle-class crumbs, angry at my black peers for not being angry enough, and angry with white people for comfortably and obliviously wielding dominion over it all as if it were an ordained right. Even then, I knew quite well that all that anger would eventually poison my well. I'd seen bitterness ruin black lives, seen it sprawled on street corners, slumped over bar counters, and strewn across the entire American landscape. I knew I needed to create my own black life that included white people, not just as coworkers I joked with superficially and neighbors I waved to, but distrusted and kept my distance from. I needed to be able to hold white people close as fellow flawed travelers on an imperfect journey toward justice and healing, one that I might not live long enough to see the end of. But for that to happen, I still had searching that I needed to do, questions I needed to answer, feelings I needed to reconcile. Maybe you can relate. Maybe, friend, at a similar age, you also felt as if you had to make a choice between invention and convention, between hunkering down and remaining open despite the storms ahead. For me, the mysterious moonwalker became a liberation metaphor. At critical life junctures over the next 20 years, his image reemerged to guide me on my path into the unknown. Go, live, take the risk, be bold, make your own way. It will be okay. You will be okay. The book you are listening to is not a handbook on how to be anti-racist. That book exists. This is also not an attempt to exploit anyone's pity or guilt. Nor do I want to call out, humiliate, or shame anyone. To be sure, I employ my personal and professional journey to illuminate and illustrate larger societal events and trends that have shaped a generation's story. My journey has placed me in proximity to the criminal justice system, recent social justice movements, the nonprofit industry, urban development, urban education, and workplace diversity and inclusion. I have thus spent my career thinking, reporting, writing, and otherwise working to reform the inequitable systems, practices, and policies that many of you, maybe for the first time, are encountering and grappling with as parts of a broader system that protects and exalts white advantage. In my experience, this inexperience has led my white friends and colleagues to often name problems and propose solutions for black people without understanding context or appreciating the extent to which those views and solutions stem from an unexamined acceptance of certain truths about the society we inhabit. I write the letters herein to my white male friends because you are everyone's target but no one's focus. You and I both know that you hold immense power, wealth, and status in our society. That power strikes fear and invokes intimidation. It instills a sense of incontestable authority and certainty. Consequently, no one ever speaks to you directly. No one challenges you to push beyond your comfort zones. In short, when it comes to conversations about race, white men are typically coddled and appeased. For us to collectively move toward racial healing and justice, you are going to have to reckon with your role, not just in what has been wrought, but in what we are building. Are you prepared to deconstruct the citadels that have granted you power?